What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams. As always, I'm joined by Shannon Times.
What's up? What's up?
And special co-host, Ieshea Hollins.
Hello, how are you guys doing tonight?
Doing great. So Levon can't make it this week, so we have Ieshea popping in for a couple episodes. So if you want to get a little bit more about her background and whatnot, hit up episode, I believe it's 111, where we have her on for a discussion as well. And then we actually have a interview with her. Interviews don't have numbers, so you'll have to look for her actual name. So it's Ieshea Hollins of Direnzic. And if you go to our YouTube playlist, the interviews have their own playlist. So like little cheat sheet to get you there. But without further ado, so it's Wednesday. So we have the Wednesday discussion. This one is based upon an CNBC article titled Microsoft Announces Plan to Cut Cybersecurity Workforce Shortage in Half by 2025. It is written by Lauren Feiner. And the key points for this article is that Microsoft very aggressive, very ambitious campaign to train and recruit 250,000 people in the cybersecurity workforce by 2025. These people will put a major dent in cybersecurity shortage that we currently have, which is over 1 million vacant positions. And those salaries will pay an average, as of right now anyway, of $105,800 on average, right? So it depends on your city, your cost of living, and what have you, but not chump change by any means. So how do you guys feel about this Microsoft's initiative? I'll give it to Ieshea first.
Hi, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Well, first, I guess I was excited to see the article, right? Because there's so much that does need to happen to kind of close the gap. There is a gap. We've been talking about it. We've been hearing about it for a while. Not enough cybersecurity experts or technicians in the field. There's so many holes that we're trying to plug. My only thing was cut it in half by 2025. That's just right. For me. I mean, it's aggressive to say the least. And then, so according to the article, they're going into the community colleges. Great. There's nothing, again, we got to start where we can start. I think we have this misconception about who can do cyber. But I think the first thing, and it's one of the things that I see all the time, one of the gaps that we have to close is we've not necessarily educated the public exactly on what cybersecurity is and what those jobs even are or what they look like. So to say that we're going to jump inside of community colleges and we're going to close the gap by, getting them trained and we're going to give them free tools. Well, what are these tools? And first of all, who's doing the breakdown for us to have the conversations? What are we teaching them? What are they going to come out and do? At what place in the workforce are they going to put them? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's Microsoft. They're great. I have nothing bad to say about them. Even just seeing it just kind of threw me. It was like, I love the initiative. I just wonder, is this yet another promise that we're going to fall short on?
So yeah, Ieshea, I'm with you on that. It is aggressive. I would like to see them succeed. I would definitely like to see them succeed, right? Because in the article, how they talk about how they're going into community colleges, another secondary point. I don't really want to call it the secondary. It should be the primary, but it's them trying to diversify the field as well, right? Because this was something that was brought up a few weeks ago in one of our episodes on the show. How it's only 9%, Black that are out there in the field when it comes to IT, cybersecurity, right? And that number has jumped up some, right? Like we're good to see any little bit of jump, right? I don't know if we're gonna get 70% like Ryan wants, but it jumped up a little bit, right? But no, that was one of the things that they talked about, and not necessarily when it comes to race, but also when it comes to sex as well, right?
Right.
The male and female side of it, and they broke down the demographic of attendees to community colleges. You know what I mean? And you bring up another good point, like what is going to be, who's coming up with the curriculum, so to speak, right? To say, hey, what what are we going to do here to have these people? Are these people are they just going to be working for the government? Are they going out into the civilian sector? Like, what is this going to entail, right? So yes, very aggressive. I'm with you on that. Again, I hope they succeed, but 250,000 people in 40, we're looking at pretty much 4 years now. Like, we're at the end of 2021 and they're talking about by 2025. Like, that's a big dent to make, you know what I mean? So we'll have to see how successful they are with it. And here's the thing. It's not like, I mean, this article came out this week, but it's not like they've only been thinking about this week, right? Like, this was a conversation that came up in the administration several months ago, you know what I mean? And Microsoft is putting their money where their mouth is, right? Like, so they're putting billions into this, right? So they seem to be very serious about it. But I wish them all the success in the world. I do. I really do.
I agree.
Yeah. I was going to say a major argument that I saw was obviously the same thing, right? It's pretty aggressive. But the other one I saw that kind of surprised me was that it was targeting community colleges. There were a lot of people saying, well, you don't really need a degree to be in cyber. It's all based upon experience and certifications and things of that nature. So they were kind of on the fence, like you're still making people get degrees to get into entry-level positions. But then when you look at the salary you're talking about, that 105,000, that's not entry level. That's more intermediate or even higher than that, depending on what area you live in. So they're still looking for those not entry level positions, from my opinion. They're still trying to get you into something that's a little bit more targeted. And my assumption would be that a lot of placement will be done through Microsoft, like not the whole 250,000 people. Obviously, that's too big of a team, but I believe that they're going to try to place as many as they can themselves. So you'll be filling whatever Microsoft billets are open, positions are open. So the training will probably be targeted towards Microsoft things. It would be my opinion. So it may be kind of hard for you to transition to a different company or not. Again, we don't know the curriculum, but
I mean, if they're providing the skills, though, I mean, they should be skills that are universal, right? I would think. I wouldn't think it would.
Right.
It would be, you know, Microsoft specific. You know what I mean? If they're just teaching you Outlook, then yeah, okay, you're
right. Or it could be cloud, right? So it could be Azure focused, like this, and we want you to secure our cloud infrastructure, which isn't too dissimilar from AWS. But again, you're speaking right. Microsoft, which is different than the other cloud. And I'm not a cloud architect, but I'm just saying, like, they're Microsoft isms on their products, so it could be that as well. But I'm down for it. But the greedy side of me, because I'm going to be upfront, wait until I get out there in the field. Don't fill up all these positions till I get out there. Like, I need a job too. So slow down a little bit. I'm just joking. But the other argument that I saw was the average salary. So it was like that conversation that people have about McDonald's. Like, you want to pay these people $15 an hour for unskilled labor, but I only get paid 16, 17. I have, you know, a degree or something like that. So there's some people with higher level degrees that are like, no, wait a minute, that's my salary. And again, we don't know how that's going to all weigh out. Like, there's still going to be vacancies. And there still may be a tiered system depending on what you're bringing to the table, but we're trying to fill gaps. So we don't know what the fallout will be, you know, in 2025.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I applaud the effort. I think the effort is amazing. And it brings to light a lot of the backroom conversations, as you were just saying. We have conversations constantly about, we want entry-level positions, but we're requesting, in order to do entry-level, you have to have X amount of years of experience and a degree and this and that. And then we're going to put the label on it, though, but it's entry-level. But I don't want to take us off to another topic, because like I said, that's really a huge topic that's going on. We want to slap the price tag on it. And you are correct. If you start talking about those type of salaries, you will have a lot of people in the industry going, well, wait, you know, what about me? Right. And then, you know, you have to look at, you know, in 4 years, you know, there is where you have to leave the room for train the trainers, right? So even if you're going into the community colleges, regular colleges, and for those that even want to just start teaching it on the side, you have to give that level of when do they get trained before, because as Shannon was saying, you're not even talking the full 4 years that you're going to have them ready to be marketable. So I think, Ryan, you are in a phenomenal position. You don't have to worry about them slowing down for you. You have every certification out there, and this is your world. So like you'll have a spot, no problem. Because I'm wondering about this 2025.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm half joking, but it is a lot of people coming in, and we've been complaining about it for years, right? So you can't be upset with what you get. Like, we wanted the pipeline to be bigger, we want to be more streamlined, we want to get more people in. Microsoft said, okay, we'll 250,000 people, we got you. And we're like, oh, wait a minute. That's a lot of people. But again, we don't know what their plan is, and with the way that they're doing things, not to praise the company too much, because I don't work for them. I don't really know them very well, but they're pretty methodical, right? Like, you don't become one of the most cash carrying companies in the world with a product that is universal without a plan. So I'm sure it'll work out. If anything, this pushes the boundaries for other companies, right? So Microsoft's doing it, and they're putting in their hat in the ring, then Amazon will do it, or several other companies will jump on board as well, because they also want to fill the gaps, and they don't want to have Microsoft necessarily be the leader in everything, right? Because there's something there with having the lion's share of anything. Like, now you have these people who've gone through your pipeline that are loyal to you as a brand.
That's right.
So you want to do the same thing on your team as well. So I think it's good. I think the initiative is it's a good initiative. I don't know if they're going to hit their mark. That is a lot of people, but it's better to shoot for the stars, and then see where it goes from there. So, but without further ado, I'll go ahead and land this plane. So thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Ieshea. It's always a great conversation. Definitely, to those who are listening, definitely tune in Monday and Tuesday's episodes, where we talk about the Department of Justice and some stuff they did with the dark web. Tuesday, we talk about the Android apps that you need to get rid of, because it's a dangerous place out there. Half joking about the bashing Android, half not, because I'm an Apple guy, but well, just be careful, and then listen to our episode to be informed. This was a great episode, and then definitely tune in to Friday's episode. This will be the first time we've had a guest host on a Friday episode. So tune in. We talk about everything but cyber. Sometimes a little bit cyber gets in there, but for the most part, we talk about games, media, books, anything that we're doing to decompress from our busy schedules. So hit up the website, www.theothersideofthefirewall.com, where you get to all of our social medias. You can hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. We know Shannon doesn't do social media. And Ieshea, where can people find you?
I am on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can either find me at Direnzic, which is DIRENZIC, or you can also find me at IesheaSpeaks, IESHEA Speaks.
There you go. And all that'll be in the description as well. And then definitely hit up the episode where you're on again for another discussion, episode 111, I believe. So definitely check that out. So without further ado, stay safe, stay secure.